Hello, it's Jimmy here at O'Reilly's, and I have here another Range Rover Sport. This customer has come down to me. I sort of told him on the phone I don't know what's wrong with it before I came here, even though I haven't seen it. But he's told me a common story that I heard a lot, that he's had it at a DPF cleaner and they've cleaned the DPF. Then he's had it at a garage who has replaced the turbo at a staggering amount of money because it had a turbo boost problem. If you're familiar with my channel, you probably already know where this is going. So it's had EGR valves work, turbo replaced, various DPF cleans every sort of week or two, and the problem just keeps arising. So he's had the fault on the car today, but he's cleared it just to get the car to drive down here, and I'm going to have a look at what's going on. So this is the vehicle. It's a 2017 or 16 Range Rover Sport 3 litre, I believe. So we just get the bonnet open there. So it's the normal same 3 litre. Well, that's loose, so we'll just get that off. Same 3 litre engine that we normally see. Like I said, if you're familiar with my channel, you can probably guess where I'm going to go, where the fault's going to be. But let's get inside, hook up the diagnostic, and then we'll go from there. Okay, inside, let's start it up. 89,000 miles on it. No, so it doesn't currently have any engine light on. I've got a red service required message there. Okay, so I'm going to set up the diagnostic here, which is the model X431 Euro Turbo 3 from Launch UK. So I'm just going to load that up. It'll give you the make, model, what year it is all here. 3 litre diesel, 2016. I think we'll use that one. Right, so it's had no, it's got now, here's the trouble, is it's got no fault code. But the customer did send me a picture of some of the recent fault codes it had, which one was a P0234-77 turbo overboost. It's had a new turbo, but that didn't fix the problem. Okay, so one of the codes there was a P2101-77 throttle actuator. So it's also had that fault code, as well as the P0234-77 obviously, but the codes have kept being cleared. Now we've not got a fault code here, so I'm just going to have to go on experience and check what I normally look at on these cars, what causes this overboost code and what causes this, could cause this. Well, one of them here clearly says throttle actuator or motor, so either someone's been messing around with that or it's faulty. Either way, the P0234-77 turbo overboost, I've covered it dozens of times on my channel already, where I show you this is how it's been done. I've seen customers in the past. I think I had one customer spend 12 grand. I think this guy spent about half of that, but still, what a waste of money. Yeah, very common. I see it every day, all the time, and I've made videos on this before, but let's show it again because I'm seeing it still. Okay, so we've already taken off that engine cover. I'll be really shocked if this is not what I think it is, which is if we pull this off and take the cover off of the throttle body there. Now hang on a minute, now let me have a quick look into this. Has someone been, yeah, it looks like someone's been trying to file that down. Yeah, they've been doing the edge as well there. So let's press that. Yep, that is stuck. So that is a faulty throttle body, and that causes all sorts of problems with the turbo overboost. Maybe the throttle actuator position code was probably caused by someone doing that, moving it while the ignition's on, causing it to go crazy like I'm doing right now. Maybe that code was because of that, but you'd imagine if you've got a fault saying throttle body error, that someone would just go down the route of changing that instead of changing a complete turbo. Let's get this unplugged. I can't even see the turbo, but they're obviously down there, and you never guess, but he's lucky. I don't have a brand new one, but I did come across this one from a salvage car the other day, and I thought, yeah, I'll take that. Range Rover 3.0 throttle body. This one is in a new condition. It's not sticking, and no one's messed around with it. Hasn't been filed. So I think what the customer wants me to do is, he doesn't want to go and spend the money because he doesn't really even believe me. So we'll get this one fitted on and confirm that the car is driving okay, and if he wants to then get a new one, we can fit that. And one thing I'll mention is I don't usually keep second-hand parts, but I do keep some stuff in the van that if I think, look, it'll just get someone out of trouble for now, then it'll work. I do keep some of those, and I always get asked, why do you keep, you know, glow plugs? I've got transit glow plugs, Renault traffic glow plugs and stuff. So say for instance, someone comes in, they need the DPF cleaned, and I find out, right, one of the glow plugs is dead. We can't get hold of one from a part supplier. Alright, I'll take out some of these and I'll test which one is a good one, and say, look, we can't change your glow plugs, but at least I've got one here that's working. Let's get this in before we clean your DPF. So at least when I do clean his DPF, his glow plugs are working. He's not going to drive 50 miles down the road and his DPF light's going to come back on. He can then, in his own good time, come back or go elsewhere to get the glow plugs done properly. So I'm going to need two tools, which is this little pry tool, this pliers here. Okay, so first thing you want to do to get this off is just pry up that little plastic tab there, get that out of the way. Then underneath that you'll see a 10mm bolt. Right, before we get that off though, probably done in the wrong order, before we get that off we want to remove this little clamp here, pull that up, get that released, because if you do it with that loose it might be sort of pulling around the place. Now we can get our deep 10 on here and rewind this out. Just like that. Put that to the side. Press the manifold pressure sensor plug off, and then what else have we got? We don't have to remove this, but sometimes it just makes it easier to wiggle this pipe out of the way, or you can just now give that a wiggle to the right, up and down. Might be easier if we remove this completely, just so it's not holding. Give it a little wiggle like that. Tuck those air lines away and up and out. How simple was that? Nice and easy. So we've got that off. We're going to remove that sensor and put it on the old one here, or the replacement one, sorry. Okay, so we've taken the screw out of that, and we can see that that is fully blocked up as well. So it's going to be hard to read your manifold pressure with that like that. Look how blocked that is. So again, we'll use one of these little picks. We'll just pick that out. You can't go too deep in here, otherwise you might hit the filament and damage it. So just try and do it as careful as you can. Okay, now we can see down in there. What I was talking about is don't go all the way down to the top here and rub the top of that. Okay, so now I've fitted all of that back on. We're just going to come back into the vehicle here, and we're going to do a throttle valve actuator replacement. So it'll just recalibrate. And this will clear the throttle body actuator values. Let's just do that. So you probably can't hear that here, but obviously what that's doing is it's just adjusting the throttle body, making sure that it can move back and forth, and it just learns the movement of the throttle body. Now we've done that, we're just having a look in the active tests and just see where the grams of soot are. It's at 9 grams. It says the acceptable limit is around 6. So I mean, we could even try and do a road test or regen or clean the DPF, but it might not be necessary really. Okay, so a quick test drive there done. Now I'm pretty sure that we'll be happy to say that this car is not going to have any further faults. He did show me something in the past, a picture that was there in the past before one of the journeys where it had been somewhere else, that there was, I noticed on the screenshot there was a fault for an EGR valve, but I'm pretty sure that that was all sorted. So we can only fix what we find. The faults that are here now, we didn't have anything shown, but obviously we found the very common issue with the throttle body, and the symptoms that he told me all correlated with that. I did ask him to bring a new throttle body with him, but he didn't want to spend £500 on one in case he didn't need it. But I was pretty sure it needed it. So anyway, what I've done is, obviously like you've seen there, I've fitted that second hand one, and just another Range Rover saved. Now what I will say is, a lot of people, I notice in the comments, always say, oh, people only drive those for the badge, they're the worst cars on the road. I don't know why anyone would buy one. To be honest, to me, these Range Rovers, Discovery 5, as long as they're the 3-litre engine, they're a really good car in my opinion. I don't really see much wrong with them. I've used a few, I've had a few in the past, and they haven't really given a lot of trouble, to be honest. They have this common issue with the plastic throttle body and the inlet manifold that cracks, but you know, they don't really give any more trouble than any other car, so I don't see why they have such a bad reputation on this model anyway. The 2.0 Ingenium, as you know, I don't like, but these ones, they're not a bad car. All of the lads that I know who are in the plant hire business, I know loads of them. Like I showed one of my videos before where one of the guys had 6 or was it 6 or 8 Toyota Hiluxes, and all of them were like 6 months old, 3 months old, and they were all having repeated issues with AdBlue, DPF, regens. He was constantly having to have him recovered home because the DPF would go red and it'd lose power, and he's gone back now to buying, he had 5 Discoveries before that, didn't give him any trouble, Discovery 5s, or 6 Discovery 5s, whatever you call it, and he's gone back and he's bought those again. So he says to me, you know, well, they're using them all the time. He's got 6 of them. Another lot of the lads over there have got 6 of them at Gills, and from what I can see, is they all say to me that in their experience as well, that they have more well, better luck with the Discovery 5, which is the same car. It's the same car. They have better luck with that than they do with the Toyotas. A lot of people would laugh at that comment, but that's what they say, and I mean, from my experience, I've seen the same. So I'll see you on the next video.